Class 12th, subject physics, 10th chapter, magnetic fields due to electric current. From this chapter, let us see what is Ampere's law. So, Ampere's law gives the relationship between the current and the magnetic field produced due to that current. It is stated as the integral over a closed loop called as Amperean loop of the magnetic field along the direction of element is proportional to the current that passes through that loop, or it will be also stated as the integral over a closed loop of the magnetic field along the direction of element is mu0 times the total current passing through that loop, where mu0 is the permeability of the free space, and therefore mathematically it will be given as integration over a closed loop B dot dl will be proportional to I, or integration over closed path B dl equal to mu0 I. So this formula will represent the actual mathematical relation for Ampere's law, that is integration over closed path B dl is equal to mu0 I. Now in this diagram there is one Amperean loop is shown. So this circular path will represent the Amperean loop. It encloses the three currents I1, I2 and I3, where I1 and I2 are flowing inside the plane of the board and the current I3 is flowing outside the plane of the board. Now the fourth current I4, though it is flowing inwards, it is not enclosed by this Amperean loop. Then here dl will represent a small element. It will be tangential to that point, to that Amperean loop, and therefore the Amperean loop here encloses the currents I1, I2 and I3 and not the current I4. As currents are perpendicular to the plane of the board, the magnetic field is in the plane of the board. So here the currents are perpendicular, and therefore according to right hand thumb rule, if the currents are perpendicular to the plane of the board, then the magnetic field will be in the plane of the board. So according to right hand thumb rule, then the length element on Amperean loop is taken as dl. So dl is the length of that element, and therefore here we can write b dl. B dot dl will be equal to, according to definition of dot product, it will be b dl cos theta. But in this case theta will be nothing but it is the angle between the length of the element and the magnetic field, and therefore it will be equal to 0. Cos 0 will be equal to 1, and hence cos theta is taken as 1. Therefore we can write integration over closed path b dl will be equal to integration over closed path b dl cos theta, and as cos theta is 1, therefore it will be equal to mu0 I, that is integration over closed path b dl is equal to mu0 I. Now in this case, as the currents I1 and I2 are coming out of the plane of the board and I3 is directed into the plane of the board. So in this diagram, currents I1 and I2 are coming out of the plane of the board, that is directed outwards, and this will be directed inwards, and therefore in this case we can write integration over closed path b dl cos theta will be equal to mu 0 into I1 plus I2, as these two currents are flowing in the same direction, therefore they will be added, and the current I3 is in the opposite direction, therefore it will be subtracted, and hence we will get integration over closed path b dl cos theta equal to mu 0 into I1 plus I2 minus I3. And now let us see the applications of Ampere's law. So next point is applications of Ampere's law. The very first application is magnetic field due to a straight wire carrying current, suppose I. So magnetic field due to a straight wire carrying current. So if you consider like this, a straight wire, it is carrying current in the upward direction, therefore magnetic field will be produced around it. So that circular loop represents the Amperean loop, and this will be the straight conductor at the center of this Amperean loop. Now current is flowing in the upward direction and the magnetic field produced will be in the horizontal plane. So in this Amperean loop, let dl is the small element of that Amperean loop. Both dl and b will be now tangential to the surface of that Amperean loop. Then if we join the ends of this element dl to this point, then the angle between these will be taken as d theta, and r will be the radius of that Amperean loop. So r is radius of the Amperean loop and d theta is the small angle subtended along the length of the wire by that element dl. So here consider a long straight wire carrying current I. Then b and dl are tangential to the Amperean loop, which is a circle. Therefore we can write here b dl, b dot dl will be equal to b dl cos theta. Again here theta will be equal to 0, therefore cos theta equal to 1, so that it will be equal to b dl, but it will be also written as b into r d theta. Now this dl is replaced by r d theta because we know that angle equal to arc upon radius, and therefore arc will be equal to radius into this angle. So in this diagram, this dl will be considered as arc, radius is r, d theta is angle, and therefore b dl will be written as b r into d theta. Now the magnetic field B at a distance r from the wire will be given as, if you consider the magnetic field due to a straight conductor carrying current at a distance equal to r, it will be given as magnetic field B is equal to mu 0 I upon 2 pi r, mu 0 I upon 2 pi r, and therefore if you put this value of B in this relation, then we can write integration over closed path b dl will be equal to integration from 0 to 2 pi mu 0 I upon 2 pi r into r d theta. Here integration, limitations of integration are taken as 0 to 2 pi because we will have to integrate this angle d theta. This will be written as mu 0 I upon 2 pi. All these are constant, hence taken out of integration. Integration 0 to 2 pi d theta. But integration of d theta is simply theta, and therefore we can write mu 0 I upon 2 pi into theta from 0 to 2 pi. Now if we put the limiting values of here theta, that is 2 pi minus 0 we will get, and therefore we can write integration over closed path b dl is equal to mu 0 I upon 2 pi into this 2 pi. 2 pi will get cancelled, and therefore we will get integration over closed path b dl is equal to mu 0 I, which is similar to that of Ampere's law. And now let us go for second application, that is the magnetic field of a solenoid. So if you consider the block diagram of the solenoid, it will be represented like this. This will contain a cylinder, and on that cylinder a conducting wire will be wound in the form of large number of turns. Now if this solenoid is viewed from front side, then the currents flowing through different turns, if it is taken as directed inwards, then when it is viewed from backwards, the direction of current will get reversed. It will be in the outward direction. So when the current is circulating through these different turns of the wire along the length of the solenoid, then on one side the currents will be flowing in the outward direction, and in the opposite side the currents will be flowing in the inward direction. So outwards and inwards, these currents are shown here by dot. If you consider, suppose these currents are flowing inwards, then this cross will represent the currents flowing in the outward direction. So like this, the schematic diagram of this solenoid will be shown here. Instead of this diagram, now we will consider this diagram. In this case, if you consider like this solenoid, then the magnetic field will be directed along the axis of the solenoid, and the strength of the magnetic field will be very large inside the solenoid, and this strength of the magnetic field will decrease outside the solenoid. Sometimes there will be no magnetic field now outside the solenoid, so total magnetic field will be inside the solenoid, and it will be always directed along its axis. Therefore this magnetic field will be directed along the axis of the solenoid. Now this rectangular part A, B, C, D will represent the Amperean loop. Its AB side is along the axis of the solenoid, while BC and AD sides are perpendicular to the axis of solenoid, and the fourth side CD is outside this solenoid. And therefore if you consider like this solenoid, now what is actually that solenoid, how it will be defined? So a long closely wound helical coil of conducting wire will act as a solenoid. In the second diagram it is shown. Then the uniform magnetic field B is always parallel to the axis of solenoid, so magnetic field will be always parallel, that is along the axis of the solenoid. For an ideal solenoid, we have considered here ABCD as the Amperean loop, and therefore by Ampere's law we can write integration over closed path B dl equal to mu 0 I. Therefore here in this case dl will be the four different sides of this rectangular Amperean loop, and therefore integration over closed path from A to B B dl plus integration over closed path B to C B dl plus integration over closed path C to D B dl plus integration over closed path D to A B dl is equal to mu 0 I. But this will be written as this integration from A to B B dl will be equal to the length of this horizontal length of this rectangular loop is equal to L, and therefore integration dl will be equal to capital L, and therefore we can write BL for this integration. Then the remaining three integrations will be equal to 0, 1, 2 and 3. All will be 0 because in this case side BC as well as side AD are perpendicular therefore theta will be equal to 90 degree, cos 90 will be equal to 0, and hence there will be no contribution of BDL due to these vertical sides. Similarly for third, that is CD, it is already outside the solenoid, therefore B will be equal to 0 there, and therefore integration BDL will be equal to 0, and hence we can write BL plus 0 is equal to mu 0 I. So that will be equal to mu 0 I. Now if small n represents the number of turns per unit length of that solenoid, that is, if the number of turns is n per unit length of that solenoid and the current flowing through the wire is small I, then the net current coming out of the plane of the board will be given as I is equal to the net current, total current will be equal to, if I is the current flowing through that single turn, that is equal to small I, then throughout the Amperian loop the number of turns will be large, and therefore we will get the net current coming out of the plane of the board I will be equal to NLI. Now if you consider this relation, then from this relation, if we put the value of this integration BDL is equal to BL, then from this above relation BL equal to mu 0 I, we can write BL equal to mu 0 NLI. This L will get cancelled with this L, and therefore we will get B equal to mu 0 NI. So it will represent the magnetic field due to that solenoid along its axis, where N represents number of turns per unit length, and this I will be the current flowing through the wire of that solenoid. And now let us consider the third application of it, that is magnetic field of a toroid. So instead of solenoid, here we will consider now toroid. Now what is a toroid? What is that toroid? So the toroid is a solenoid of infinite length which is bent into a hollow circular tube. So if you consider this solenoid, and if it is having infinite length and if it is bent in the form of a circular tube, then it will give rise to this type of toroid. So toroid is nothing but it is the solenoid having infinite length and which will be bent in the form of a circular tube. Now let us consider the Amperian loop here. So we have considered this circular path as the Amperian loop having its radius is equal to R. Again in this case, the currents flowing in the inward direction and outward direction on both sides of this toroid are shown. It is shown by dots, it is shown by cross, and therefore these currents, if it is flowing inwards, these currents will be flowing in the outward direction. B represents the magnetic field which will be again along the axis of that toroid, and therefore the magnetic field lines are concentric circles in the toroid. So the magnetic field lines will be again concentric circles in that toroid. So these circular paths will represent the magnetic field lines, and therefore now here we can apply Ampere's law. So by Ampere's law we can write integration over closed path BDL is equal to mu 0 I. So that is the formula. Now if N is the total number of turns, if N represents the total number of turns of that toroid and integration is taken over full length of that Amperian loop, if capital N represents the number of turns of this toroid and if the integration is taken over the closed circle or closed loop, that is Amperian loop of radius r, then integration dl will be equal to integration over closed path dl will be equal to 2 pi r. So that will be equal to 2 pi r, that is the circumference of that circular path, that is Amperian loop. Now if we put these values in the above relation, then we can write b into 2 pi r, that is line integral b dl. So integration dl is equal to 2 pi r. So b into 2 pi r, b will be as it is because it will be uniform. So b into 2 pi r will be equal to mu 0 ni. Then the magnetic field due to that toroid b will be equal to mu 0 ni upon 2 pi r. So this formula represents the magnetic field due to that toroid. Now from this relation it is clear that as mu 0, n, I and 2 pi, all these factors are constant, therefore this magnetic field B due to the toroid will be inversely proportional to the radius of Amperian loop, that is B is inversely proportional to R. So we can conclude that unlike the solenoid, the magnetic field is not constant. So here if you compare both these formulas, that is for toroid as well as for this solenoid. So for solenoid B is equal to mu 0 ni, all these factors will be constant, but in this case R will be different, that will be chosen by us depending upon the position of the Amperian loop, and therefore unlike the solenoid, the magnetic field is not constant over the cross section of the toroid. So this will be regarding the applications of Ampere's law.